What's going on, everybody? So, Jake Paul defeats Mike Tyson by unanimous decision. Immediately you go online and you see a lot of accusations that the fight was fixed, yada yada, with all these quote unquote tells that they're talking about. Oh, the clips that Mike showed when he was training, blah blah. And quite honestly, those accusations and those opinions are just baseless and uneducated. Um, if you go back, first of all, apparently there was a script that people were talking about that Mike was going to go down in the fifth. Didn't go down in the fifth, so went the distance. Now, that aside, a lot of, but not even insiders, people that know the sport told you how this fight was going to play out, and that's exactly what happened. But there's a lot of real tells that support the case that this fight was not scripted, and we're going to go over those right now. First of all, Mike Tyson came out exactly the way that he was supposed to in order to win this fight. Get inside, fight the telephone booth, try to cut the fight off, the ring off for Jake, and had like 30 seconds of success with cutting the ring off, trying to establish the center, and then he wasn't able to do so. And he just wasn't able to do it. There was, and we're going to get into that in a minute. We talked earlier a couple weeks ago that Jake's just going to create angles on Mike, and he kind of did that to keep distance. But so why wasn't it fixed on Mike's part? First, I know they bite in the glove, but whatever. That could have been his habit to keep his hands up to his face. That doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's kind of a weird habit, but that doesn't mean shit. Um, he came out hard, going back to what I was saying. He tried to use his weave left hook, weave overhand right, was unsuccessful. He had a couple of good left hands. Actually, I think he won even the first round, but he just couldn't keep that up. And everyone knew if Mike was going to win this fight, it was going to be in the first round, or first 90 seconds even. So the accusation on Mike was, oh, he wasn't trying. It's not that he wasn't trying. He just couldn't gauge in. Like I was talking about with the angles, with the distance, more so than the angles, with the distance that Jake was creating or keeping. He was keeping Mike at the end of the punches, keeping Mike at the end of the, lack of a better word, exchanges during the fight. Mike just couldn't gauge in. And unless you've been in a fight in that situation, you don't really understand how frustrating that could be. And that's why he kind of looks stuck in the mud. On top of the fact that he was 58 years old. This is beyond that. We're just talking on a technical aspect, not even on the physiological aspect. So that's what we were talking about with Mike's part. He just couldn't get inside. That's why he kind of shelled up. And then Jake laid back. And then what were people accusing Jake of? Oh, Jake not pressing, looking for the. First of all, Jake was. Mike clearly did something that first 30 seconds that Jake didn't want to fully engage and get caught up inside that telephone booth range. That's what I think. I think Jake respected Mike's power. That's why he didn't fully engage. That's why he just kept him at distance, and he just scored. He was just tallying up rounds. He was manufacturing that win. I just don't get how people don't get that. And then people say, oh, Jake was accused of going easy on him. It's like, yeah, he kind of was going easy on him, but that's also part of a fight too. If you're winning with less labor, with not putting too much labor into it, you're fighting smart, you're not fighting hard, then that's the way you continue to win that fight. I know people want to see a knockout, but at the end of the day, if he knocks out Mike Tyson, people are going to be shitting on it anyway. So it was a lose-lose situation for Mike. Either way, I really don't know what people were expecting. Go back and watch. Mike was trying to cut off the ring, wasn't able to do so with his footwork, moving laterally. Was afraid to engage after a little bit, probably slowing down due to age, whatever the case. Jake was winning at the end. That's why Jake didn't engage. At the end of exchanges, that's why Jake didn't engage. Actually, the right hand of the body is probably the best hell with that he hit in like the middle rounds. And Mike also kind of faded, as you could tell, after round 3 or so. And then Jake just didn't have to do anything else because he was winning rounds. He was tallying up the scorecards. Let me know what you think. Willing to debate that with any of you. The fight was not fixed. It was just exactly what we told you it would be like.